What's up, guys? The 999th episode of Raw just ended. Next week is the 1000th episode of Raw. Did this Raw do its job? Are we getting built to SummerSlam? Was this a good Raw? We'll find out in this review. If you haven't checked out my Money in the Bank review, go check it out. And if you're an MMA fan, check out my UFC on Field 4 and Strikeforce 41 recap. Both events combined into one. But anyways, let's get started with this Raw review. This Raw was pretty interesting, and I really did like it. So let's get started. How CM Punk, he enters the ring, and they're in Las Vegas. And if you remember, last year in Las Vegas, CM Punk cut that shoot promo that sent waves around the wrestling world, broke media outlets like the NFL.com and ESPN. And all of a sudden, CM Punk is just reliving memory, and here comes the Big Show. And I actually thought Big Show was going to ruin this segment, but Big Show actually saved this segment a lot. He made this segment more interesting. Big Show just pretty much says, look, Punk, you're just a cog on the wheel. You're not the main focus. We all know who is. You're just pretty much a loser. And then Punk just kind of makes fun of Big Show. You're like, you're the former shell of yourself. And then Big Show's like, it doesn't matter. I don't care what you think of me. I don't care what anyone else thinks of me. Because I'm the fucking Big Show, and you're still CM Punk. You're still unnoticed. You're still a loser. And he pretty much says that you're not important. And Big Show drops a huge pipe bomb onto CM Punk. Very good opening segment, especially because it led up to the main event. It actually made me like Big Show a little bit more. Ugh, Big Show, like seriously, making me like Big Show a little bit more. That's kind of bad if you ask me, but woo! But very good opening segment by Big Show and CM Punk. And I liked how Punk was in denial the whole time and really didn't speak up. Like, it kind of shows how Punk's character has gone down over the past few months of how, Big Show was completely right what he said to Punk tonight. So, very good opening segment. So then we get a tag team title match featuring the number one contenders, the primetime players, Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young, facing off against Kofi Kingston and R-Truth, Little Chris. High five. Bound it. Our boy R-Truth. And this was a pretty standard tag team match. AW did his normal Def Jam vendetta. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. That type of stuff. And really, to be honest, this was just a standard tag team match. There wasn't really anything too special. It just felt like normal tag team matches we see on Raw. But it was nice that the tag team titles were defended. R-Truth and Kofi Kingston pick up the win here, retain the tag team titles. AW argues with the referee, and Jerry Lawler actually brought up a good point. He mentioned how if AW touches the referee, he could get fined. Thank you for keeping up that current trend so people know about this. Next up, we see AJ Lee backstage, and she's texting. Oh, I wonder if she's texting Hornswoggle. But anyways, didn't her and Hornswoggle have a theme? I remember AJ loved Hornswoggle at one point, but they both apologize. Daniel Bryan comes up, and Daniel Bryan kind of apologizes to AJ for everything that happened leading up to him as World Heavyweight Champion. He said, he had all these agendas in front of him, the WWE Championship, and when he was World Heavyweight Champion, that he just couldn't get to words what he really wanted to say, and he's going to say it to her right now. But then Eve Torres, that big booty ass bitch that I love so much, comes out and says she was upset about Daniel Bryan, pretty much leaving her high and dry last week at the tag match, and said that, that the board of directors made a match. It's her and a mystery person of her choosing facing up against Daniel Bryan and AJ later tonight. And that leads to Eve saying that Payback is what AJ is, and then Daniel Bryan kisses AJ on the cheek, and we move on forward. Zack Ryder faced off against Alberto Del Rio, and Del Rio pretty much does his normal aggressive after losing a match type of gimmick. If you guys watch my reviews, you know what that is. He just acts really aggressive, more aggressive than usual. And after Del Rio, makes Zack Ryder tap out, and Zack Ryder pretty much, taps out, Rey Mysterio comes back. Rey is back in the WWE, and I know a lot of fans are going to say, oh, Rey Del Rio again, really? But in all honesty, it makes more sense than what they could have done with Rey. Rey has to be with Del Rio because Del Rio was the quote-unquote reason why he was out for such a long period of time. So it makes sense, even though we're getting Rey versus Del Rio again. Yeah, I know, but hey, it makes more sense. And also, what are you going to do with Del Rio now that he's done with Sheamus? And what are you going to do with Rey if he came back? It's just kind of like what put them in random feuds. No, this is good. So I'm happy that they're putting Del Rio versus Rey on. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Next up, we got some, huge promo segments about Raw, and Of course, Heath Slater talked about the legends, and Heath Slater's been fighting the legends. You must love Heath Slater's job. If you're a wrestling fan, I'd be so jealous about Heath Slater, because, you know, Heath Slater gets a job to legends. That sounds like fucking such an awesome job. And Heath Slater's opponent tonight is none other than Rikishi. Oh, man, Rikishi was so awesome here, you know. I was just so happy. He did a tribute to Umaga with the Samoan Spike, the Bonsai Drop, the stink face, and Rikishi starts dancing. All of a sudden, the lights go out, and I'm like, what the fuck, Undertaker? But no, it's the Usos, and the Usos dance with their father. Such a good, feel-good moment, so I'm very happy with this. Next up, we come back to Monday Night Raw after commercial, and we get Eve Torres coming out with her big booty ass, and she basically announces that her tag team partner is none other than The Miz. I think I did that wrong. There we go, The Miz. And The Miz comes out, and he's excited with his slick back hair and his grungy ass beard. And then out comes Daniel Bryan and AJ. And Miz and Daniel Bryan didn't do much. This was all about AJ and Eve. And AJ and Eve pretty much took over the match once AJ tagged in. And AJ pretty much, how the ending came was like, she distracted The Miz with her looks, and The Miz was like getting all into her. He was like, hell yeah, I would love to tap that. I would love to have sex with AJ. And then, you know, there was one point where Miz steps into the ring because he thinks Eve's in trouble, but Eve actually gets to roll up on AJ. And so, you know, Miz is distracting the referee the whole time. And then afterwards, Daniel Bryan comes in, throws AJ on top of Eve, and 1, 2, 3, and AJ wins. So AJ, you know, she wins the match, and then Daniel Bryan, you know, is saying, look, I didn't have the courage to say this before, but I love you. I love you. You know, I should have said before, and AJ, I really want to do this. And he gets down on one knee, pulls out the wedding ring, and asks AJ, will you marry me? And so we're getting a marriage, a wedding. That I love WWE weddings. They're just so weird and funny. I love WWE weddings, and we're getting AJ and Daniel Bryan's wedding next week on the 1000th episode of Raw. Oh, you know what time it is. It's time for Ryback. Ryback comes out in his hometown of Las Vegas. Jack Swagger beats me up, but he is not a match for me, Ryback. Beat me more. 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 Next up, Becky Guerrero comes out, and, you know, she's going to announce the new SmackDown Money in the Bank winner, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler comes out in a fresh new suit with a microphone and talks about how he's going to be the greatest champion of all time, better than Bret Hart, better than Stone Cold, better than The Rock, and then all of a sudden, break the walls down, break the walls down. Jericho comes out. Internet fans probably popped a huge boner just thinking of Dolph Ziggler and Chris Jericho wrestling in the motherfucking ring. And then Jericho comes out. He has a microphone in hand. He's about to speak, and Dolph is like, no, don't speak. Don't speak. This is my moment. My moment. And he was just tearing Jericho apart. Jericho really put Dolph over in this segment. And he's like, and then the ending came to the segment where Dolph was like, I think you lost your touch. I mean, when's the last time you won? Did you lose your touch? I think he lost his touch. And Jericho just hit the code breaker. And Dolph really did a good job on the mic tonight. This has to be one of Ziggler's better promos. I wouldn't say it was the greatest promo I've ever seen, but it was definitely a better promo than we normally get for Monday Night Raw and from Ziggler. So I really did like this segment, and I really did like that Jericho did not talk, because if Jericho would have spoken or said something, you know, Jericho would have outwitted Ziggler. And really, I'm glad that Ziggler just got his moment in the sun with the microphone. Brodus Clay comes out. He dances with the Funkadactyls. And then afterwards, here comes JTG. JTG, my boy, my homie. And JTG ain't going to win this match. Brodus Clay won. Brodus Clay did it. He was starting to dance, and I want a Brodus Clay versus Rikishi dance-off. Why didn't they do that? Come on, WWE. You had the opportunity to. But Brodus Clay won. Dance with the little kids. No weird haircuts this time. And up next is the main event of the evening. In 1/4, 7 feet tall, 500 pounds, useless waste of mass, The Big Show versus, I don't know how tall he is, maybe 6 foot, 228 pounds, the current reigning, defending WWE Champion, CM Punk. And, CM Punk versus Big Show. This was actually a better match than I was expecting. When you watch their 09 work, you would think, oh, God, not this shit again. But this was actually a better match than I was expecting. I was actually pretty proud of it. It wasn't nothing like 5-star classic. I'm not trying to say that, but it was better than what I was expecting from CM Punk versus Big Show. And then the ending comes because, Big Show, it, kicked out of the elbow drop, and then Big Show got frustrated because he thought he had Punk beat, but Punk had his foot on the rope. So Big Show pushes the referee and starts beating the shit out of Punk. And then Big Show is just destroying Punk, making Punk look like his bitch. And then he's about to hit the knockout punch, and all of a sudden, I'm not so tilt. My briefcase will be used. Dun, 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 dun. And Cena comes out. He's running. And he has the briefcase. He's about to hit Big Show. But wait a minute. He starts looking at Punk. And then Big Show says, do it, John. Do it. Because you would have a better opportunity. And Cena's kind of just like, well, my announcement is this. Next week on the 1000th episode of Raw. Win. You've been champion for too long, Punk. And I'm going to cash in my briefcase. And we will really see who the best in the world is. And as for my briefcase tonight, this is what I'm going to do with it. And Big Show's like, Urgh! He gets hit with the briefcase. And the ending of Raw shows what I'm hoping is the main event of CM Punk and John Cena. John Cena raising the briefcase. CM Punk raising the title. And really, I know a lot of people said, why couldn't this be saved for SummerSlam? Look, it's the 1000th episode of motherfucking Raw. I would rather this be on the motherfucking episode of Raw than freaking SummerSlam. I mean, this was already a match at SummerSlam last year. Do we really need to continue it? At least this is something different and gives viewers something to watch. I mean, this 1000th Raw, it's going to be fucking crazy. We got DX. I mean, sure, I know it's just a Triple H Shawn Michaels DX, but who knows? Maybe Road Dogg and New Age Outlaws will come. We got Brock Lesnar accepting the Triple H match. Although I'm not excited for it, it's going to be cool to see what they're doing with Brock Lesnar. We got The Rock has come back to Monday Night Raw. We have Cena versus Punk, and we have the AJ Daniel Bryan waiting. I am excited for the 1000th Raw. This Raw has been the most better Raws in the last few weeks. The last few weeks' Raws have been utter shit. This Raw blew it out of the water. It's not like the best Raw I've ever seen, but it's been better, and I'm glad they made this Raw better. We got some hints of SummerSlam feuds and Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio and Ziggler versus Chris Jericho. On SmackDown, they announced that there's going to be a peep show between AJ and Daniel Bryan, hyping up SmackDown more. Shit, son. Next week on Monday Night Raw, we also have Christian defending his IC title. Hey, maybe it'll be against Daniel Bryan. Who knows? But, damn, this Monday Night Raw sounds stacked next week, and they did a good job building to it. I just hope they don't really overshadow SummerSlam. I think there will be more solidified SummerSlam matches next week on Raw, hopefully, but definitely a very good Raw. What do you guys think about Monday Night Raw this week? Comment down below your thoughts. Like or dislike this video. Subscribe up above. And that's pretty much it. Chase Oliver 68. I'll see you all later.